information through your Skyward Family Access. You're going to go to our website, which is limestone310.org. You're going to click on Skyward. You're going to click on Family and Student Access. And this is where you're going to put your username and password that was emailed to you. If you have a student already in the building, your password was reset to 1234 for security reasons. If you have an incoming freshman or a new student, it's automatically set to 1234. You're just going to change it to something you're going to remember. So you're going to put your username in here. You're going to use your 1234 password. You're going to sign in. This is where you're going to put what you're going to remember. And you're going to hit submit. Once you're in here, you're going to click on online registration. This first page is just your student information. So once you complete this step, you're going to have a green check mark. You need a green check mark next to every step. The only ones that it will not matter if you have a check mark next to will be make a fee payment, make a food service payment, or add a food service application. Those are all optional, so you may not have a green check mark next to those. But once we get to that part, I'll show you what I'm talking about and how you can still complete your online registration and submit it. You have to make sure you submit it, and once you submit it, you will get an email that says you have submitted your online registration. All right, so on this page, you're going to verify that your student's name is spelled correctly, their birth date is correct. Keep in mind, if something's wrong, these gray areas you can't make changes to. So you will have to call Limestone and have them make a change. And the reason we have you do that is so we know what changes have been made to your student. You can add a home email address here for them. Again, this is the student's information. We really don't need their home email address. We have their school email address, and that's how we will contact them during the day if we need to. Once you've verified that, you're going to complete this step and move on. This is your address. The only time this needs changed is if you have moved. If there is a B or a P next to the zip code, please do not delete that. We do not need you to change it for that. Those are for bulk mailings. We are okay with that B or P being next to the zip code. So once you've made this change, we have to verify it first, and then you'll be able to complete your registration. So if you make a change, you need to check back after we have accepted it to actually complete your registration. So if there's no changes, you just complete the step and move on. This is your information. This should be your correct email. This should be your correct phone number. If it's not, go ahead and correct them and then complete the step and move on. This is your emergency contacts. I do not want parents put in the emergency contacts. The emergency contacts are used in case of an emergency. We always contact the parent first. So please put someone you're going to trust here that can make a decision for your child in case of an emergency. If you have an incoming freshman, you're going to see there's nobody here, so you'll just go here and add a contact. That's where you'll put your contact in here. Then you'll hit save. If you have an emergency contact here and you're like, I don't want Grandma Rocket making decisions anymore, you can delete this one and add a new one. You can add up to 3. So that way, if we can't get a hold of you, we have 3 to choose from. If you only have 1 that you trust, 1 is fine. Complete the step. This is where you're going to verify your ethnicity and your race. Read over the letter from Dr. Gresham and then hit continue. This is where you'll make your selections, and then you're going to hit a complete step and move on. This is a brand new custom form this year. It's the Chromebook 1-to-1 handbook. It explains the technology fee and everything that technology fee has associated with that Chromebook. Please read this over so you know exactly what you are purchasing or what you're not going to purchase and as what's going to happen if you don't make that purchase. So read this through all the way to the end. I know it's a lot. Initial it and complete your step. Okay, then you come to the random drug testing. If your student's going to be in any extracurricular like football, basketball, cheerleading, robotics, key club, anything, you have to accept the random drug testing in order for them to be in anything. So then you're going to scroll down to the bottom after you've read this completely, and you're going to initial that you've read it. You're going to complete the step. All right, same with this form. Just read it through, initial it, complete the step. Okay, so this one you can't really see the whole form, so you can view these at full screen. This one is our internet user. You're signing this, initially this stating your student's going to follow our rules when it comes to our internet access. Also, I need you to answer this. Do you have internet access at home other than a cellular device? This is a required answer, so you'll answer it. You're going to scroll down. You're going to initial. You can exit out of the full screen, or you don't have to, and then complete this step and move on. Okay, same with our co-curricular. You're going to scroll down, you're going to initial, and you're going to complete. All right, this is our media release. This page you're initially stating that you've read it. When you come to the consent form, that is where you're going to accept or not accept. So keep in mind, if you do not accept it, your student's picture will not be in the yearbook. If they're in the sports, they will not be in the picture, and they will not be in random pictures for the yearbook. So just keep that in mind. On this page, you're just initialing that you've read it. You're going to move on to the next one. This is our extracurricular activities. This is if your student's going to be in anything like basketball, cheerleading, anything extracurricular. This has to be filled out. Now, if your student is not going to be in anything and you know they're not, you can skip this by saying, I do not wish to fill this form out right here, okay? So since we can't see this full screen, I'm going to view the full screen. If your student is going to be in extracurricular activities, you need to answer this question, the inhaler question, the EpiPen question, and then you have to let us know if your student, if you have insurance or you do not wish to. So if you have your own insurance, you click here, and then you're going to put in, Geico or whatever, whoever you have. And then you're going to scroll down, and you're going to initial here. Okay, so I can exit full screen, or I can just hit complete step here and move on to the next, but it's going to keep the screen as the full screen. Okay, I'm going to exit out of the full screen. Now I have to answer all these questions because it's a required form and I won't be able to move on to the next one. But this is just the social and emotional so that the counselors know where you feel your student is right now with everything that's been kind of going on in the world. Just know that this is just so they have, an idea of how you think so that they can go into it knowing where you think your student is. So I'm just going to answer all these just because I can't move on until I do. But just keep in mind again, as you're reading through these, know that it's really just going to be used so that we know that how you feel that your students handling things. Okay, so let me get to the end here. It wouldn't let me scroll on a regular page, so I had to make it large again. And of course, I'm sure you're not going to answer yes to all these, but just get me here and complete the step and move on. Okay, this is the specific health information. This is only going to be filled out if your student has health issues that the nurse needs to know about. And we're not going to fill it out on the video because there's quite a few questions. But no, if your student has any health issues, you will say yes. You'll answer all the questions, and that way the nurse knows that your student has health issues. If your student does not have health issues, you just click no and complete this step. Okay. Now you're going to come to this consent form. This consent form is answering all the yes or no's to all the forms that you've read. Okay, so the random drug testing, you're going to either accept or not accept, but remember, if you do not accept, your students will not get to participate in extracurriculars. So, and this is the media release form. So this is the one where I said if you did not want your student's picture in the yearbook or anywhere in the building, this is where you accept or do not accept. This is the extracurricular form. Even if you skip this form, you can just set I accept or not accept. It doesn't matter either way but if you said yes to any of those questions or you've answered any of those questions, then you hit I accept. Same with this internet usage agreement form. You're going to accept if you're accepting knowing you're saying your student's going to follow the rules. Same with this co-curricular, the Chrome handbook, and then you have a separate question that says, we understand we are purchasing the technology fee for the $25 this year, or we understand we are not purchasing. So just remember, you're going to read that form and you're going to understand what you're actually purchasing. Then you're going to put in your name here, and you're going to complete this step. All right. Now, we've come to make a fee payment. You can make a fee payment through here. You will set up a RevTrack account, and that way, when you go to make fee payments again, it's already set up in there. You just have to remember your username and password for your RevTrack. You do not have to make a payment through online registration at all. You can call the office and make a payment either way. Same with the food service. You can actually pay a food service fee today, or you can do it later. If you need to fill out the food service application for low income, you can do that here. Okay? Then you complete online registration. You're going to see that all these have been completed and that you skipped these, which is okay because they are optional. You're going to hit submit online registration, and it says right here that you successfully completed this, and then you will also get an email stating that you have completed online registration, and then you are good for the school year. Thank you and have a wonderful school year.